Are we ready?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of HR Mentorship Learning Series. Tonight, we have the privilege and pleasure of having lecture council member. I call him ACM Yao, and we'll be facilitating on the topic climbing the career ladder, strategies for professional growth. He will introduce himself in more details so that we'll get to know him better. For those of us who don't know him already, is Aminu Yao, is a full member of the Federal Institute of Personnel Management, and tell us a little more. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Yao. You have the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, my ECM. Confirm that you can hear me. I'm audible enough, please.
Yes, sir.
My ECM.
Yes, we can. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying happy Good Friday to all of us. Today, by the grace of God, our own Mr. Oliemi Adeosun, PhD, MCIPM, has given us yet another opportunity and platform to discuss, to have a conversation around this topic, climbing the career ladder, strategies for professional growth. By way of introduction, like he asked me to do, of course, this is a presentation of HR Mentorship Learning Series, which of course is being hosted by our own Oliemi Adeosun, PhD, MCIPM. I am the facilitator, Aminia MCIPM, LDP, MNIM. Presently, I am the head of Admin and Human Resource Management Department, Joint Tax Board of Nigeria. I'm also a member of so many other professional bodies that we are trying, to learn and upscale our competency. This is just brief about me. And because of time, it's evening already, and my intention is not to talk beyond 40 to 45 minutes so that we can take contributions from you, the participant. And of course, I always want to, whenever I'm having a session, I will want it to be interactive, So please feel free. The chat box will be used. Inshallah, I will try as much as possible to use it. So drop your message whenever you have one. And of course, in the course of this conversation, I will be asking some questions. Please, I expect you to respond because you will give me more energy when you are contributing. So thank you so much for this. We are going to start, and by way of introducing the topic, I intend to come up with like a reverse pattern on how to go about the presentation of this topic. My intention is I will now give us a case study. We will read it, all of us, look at it. Then we will now be analyzing, the content of this case study. Of course, this is a story of young lady Michelle, who grew up in a modest circumstances, but dreaming for a better future. She has this big dream, but her situation, her family couldn't afford her higher education. Though she is determined not to let her circumstances define her, she took a job as a janitor in a technology company. And the intention was, of course, one, for her to have something doing to support herself, her family, and also have the opportunity to develop her career, because she has that intention of becoming a software developer in the future. So while others were looking at that role as so insignificant, she has just seen an opportunity. She will finish her cleaning duties early and spend her evenings in the company's break room, reading manuals, watching employees code, and learning about technology. This is what she does. She will always engage, in a conversation with some software engineers that are friendly during their coffee break, seeking their guidance and soaking in their advices. So you can see how she is friendly with them, trying to learn from them. One day, even the CEO noticed her, interest in the coding, So he was so astonished. He asked about her interest, and she, of course, clearly expressed her passion for technology and desire to learn. So he was inspired. And the CEO offered her a chance to shadow one of the junior developers. So young Michelle continued to work tirelessly, using her free time and practicing coding and solving problems. Over time, her skills grew, and she was offered a role as a junior developer in that same company that she started as a janitor. From there, she poured every ounce of energy into owning her craft, taking on challenges that seem beyond her capabilities. I want us to look at this, taking on challenges. Anyway, I just want us to look at this story, listen to it very carefully. In the long run, while we go into analyzing this, we will, talk about all these steps she has taken. Years passed, Michelle climbed the ranks, moving from a junior developer to lead developer, then to a project manager. And eventually, one day, she became an executive. At every stage of her career, she remembered to support others who were starting at the bottom, mentoring new employees and sharing her story as proof of what determination could achieve. You see, the truth is, this is just story of Michelle. And I tell you, so many people have similar stories. I'm sure even among us here, if you are to give room, to give chance for others to speak, what they will tell you is enough for us to discuss this evening. So in trying to do this, to analyze Michelle's life, we are going to look at it in 5 ways. One, how was she able to set career goal and objective for herself? How was she able to build skills and competency? How was she able to network? And, in every organization, there are politics. So she was able to navigate the workplace dynamics. How was she able to do that? And seeking opportunities and advancement. So don't be shy away to seek advancement and opportunity. So like I said, we are going to look at this in 5 subsets. So the first one is setting career goals. Remember, we are talking about climbing the career ladder. So the very first thing that you need to do if you want to climb the career ladder is to set your goal, career goal. As far as your career is concerned, what is your goal? So in setting your goal, what we need to do is to identify our personal strengths and weaknesses. Because you see, whenever you want to set your goal, you need to be smart so that you can craft a smart goal. So how you go about it is look at yourself, what we call self-awareness. Look at yourself thoroughly, just as if a lady, or a newscaster, let me not use the word a lady. Let's assume a newscaster who works with, a television station. It's natural that they have a makeup artist that will make sure they look good, fine, presentable. So they have mirror that they look at themselves, whatever, outfit, is it fitting? Is it okay? Are they okay? So you, in trying to set career goal, look at yourself. Who are you? Because it is when you look at yourself, they will be able to now identify your strengths and your weaknesses. That is the very first thing you need to do. Just understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? Just to like give us an example here is, we in HR, there are so many different value chains in HR. You can be in learning and development, you can be in industrial relation, you can be in compensation, and benefit, things like that. So imagine somebody who is afraid of numbers saying that he wants to go and specialize in compensation and benefit. You'll be wasting your time. If you really want to go there, you need to do something, that is identify those weaknesses and work on them. That is very important. So like I said, the very first thing for us, if we want to set career goal, is to identify our strengths and weaknesses. The next thing is to define what is our short-term, what is our long-term goal. And the real truth is that wherever you are, your long-term goal is your vision. It will give you, where you want to go, what you want to achieve. If today I see one of our mothers, on this call now, Princess, imagine if I say I want to be like Princess, because I know her, I know what she has achieved in life. If I want to be like her, okay, that is my vision. That is my long-term goal. I need to have a short-term strategies. Those things that if I keep on doing, one day, I will be like her. So whatever you want to achieve, you have your long-term desire. You must also have a short-term plan. Short-term plan are those quick wins, low-hanging fruits that you can easily grab, to make you settle and balance. Know that you are focused, you are on track, you are doing well. Okay? You see, we are talking about setting career goal. Beyond identifying your strengths and weaknesses, beyond defining short and long-term goals, you need to also align organizational goal with your personal value. What is your value? What is your dream? What do you like? What is your aspiration, you as an individual? You have to look at your aspiration to make sure it's in line with the organizational goal, as long as you want to achieve what you want to achieve. It will give you job satisfaction, it will give you sense of purpose. That is, if you are able to align organizational goals and your personal value. So you will not stop there, because we are talking about setting career goal. It is at this point that you will now need to develop a clear career plan. What is your career plan? Yes, I said I want to be like in compensation and benefits. Okay, how do I become an expert in compensation and benefits? If you are able to identify your personal strengths and weaknesses, you are able to define your short-term and long-term goals. So you are now about developing your career plan. You need to know that you need to be smart, making sure that whatever goal you set, you have timeline that you want to achieve. It's not just about leaving it open-ended. No, there must be time within which you must make sure that you are able to achieve that. Remember, there may be challenges. You have to put that at the back of your mind, that potential challenges might come and you are prepared to deal with them. Setbacks are inevitable. Fine. We are talking about setting career goal. So if you are done with setting your career goal, the next thing is to start building skills. Remember, I said you identify your strengths and weaknesses, You define short-term and long-term goals. You align organizational goal with your personal value. You develop roadmap for your career plan. So the next thing is for you to start building skills. Don't forget, I said that story of Michelle that we read, we will be relating it with this thing that we are talking about. Remember what happened with Michelle. From day one, she was able to establish that her interest is in software development. You know, so the fact that she knows her own vision, what are those strategies that she will need to put in place to be able to achieve? And of course, making sure that she align whatever she's doing with time. And don't forget, she look at her own values and align it with organization. That is why she choose not to go to any organization as a janitor other than a technology company. So now we are starting to build skills and competencies. If you are talking about building skills and competency, what you can only do, there is nothing more than investing in education. What type of education? Beyond going to have your degree, master's, whatever, no. You have to stay current with trends. For people like us, I'm sure our own princes, our own Auntie Saadat, you know, all of them will tell you during their days in university, there was no e-library. So they only go to library, physical library, read books that were written even before they were born. That was the situation. That was then. As at present now, our university students, ask them, they hardly read books that are written before they were born, because as long as they want to catch up, because even the lecturers, I'm sure Dr. Adioshun will, of course, testify to that. Even the lecturers now, they want you to give them current and latest theories. If they ask you any question, if they give you any assignment, they expect you to be current, up to date, because of the globalization, the Internet of Things, you know, a research will happen now in US, in UK, in Canada, wherever you are here in Nigeria, you will get to know about it. So we have to invest in education, but what type of education? Education that is current, that is trending, and make sure you are versatile and knowledgeable in your field. You must command respect in your own field. You can only do that by continuous learning. Learning, reading, that is not enough. You must acquire relevant certification. This is why we are in CIPM. You know, all of us that we are in CIPM today, I tell you, we are there because of, you know, the opportunities that certification will give you. And it is a sign of our commitment to growth. You know, certification is what will give you recognition in your industry. There are organizations today, especially private, that for you to practice at certain level, you know, in their organization, you must to have that certification of that particular, career path. Like today, you can't be director of finance and account if you are not a member of ICANN. I tell you, there are organizations that you can't practice in HR, in their HR, especially at the level of senior role, if you are not CIPM certified. This is what we are talking about. So beyond reading all of this, at the same time, you still need to develop soft skills, because soft skills are those skills that will help you stay very well and comfortable within your team, with your superiors, and with your subordinates. And one of the key, area of soft skill that I always respect, and as far as I am concerned, is the main crux of soft skill is communication. I have never seen any complete program on soft skill that did not include effective communication. So you must have effective communication as long as you want to grow in your career. How to talk to your superiors, how to talk to your subordinates, how to talk to your peers. The only way you will be loved by your superiors loved by your contemporaries, your peers, loved by your subordinates, if you are effective in your communication. That is what will give you the aura to be a team player. And I tell you, that will help you to develop a leadership skill. Now, remember, I said we are going to look at this in 5 subsets. We have looked at setting career goal. We have looked at building skills. So now we are now looking at networking. You want to grow in your career, you have to learn from Michelle. What did Michelle did? Remember, whenever she has opportunity of engaging, when she was a janitor, remember, engaging those software developers, she tried to ensure that she established a conversation. That is networking. That is how you start. It is only through networking, if you know the importance of networking, that is when you will now start to create opportunities for yourself, because you will now, have an opportunity for collaboration with others. And you will get to have industry insights. And with that, there will be job opening for you. You see, this networking of a thing, it also, get better when you are effective communicator. Remember I said, well, this communication of a thing, I'm particularly interested in it. And I will personally, plead with my own brother, Olemi Adioshun, to please, organize another session for us on effective communication. It's so vital. Okay. Still under networking, we need to leverage social media and professional platforms. It is only through social media that you connect with industry peers. Today, I tell you, you don't need to know Michael Ogu from anywhere. Just go to social media. You will get connected to him and you will get value. Take it from me. Every day, you will see him posting quality materials that will add value to your career. This social media, please, let's not look at social media as where we'll be posting just pictures of our weddings and what have you. No, it is a place where we will be posting achievements, professional achievements. I tell you, if you are not connected to Dr. Michael Ogu, go and do so on LinkedIn. You will see his books, on career search. You will see so many of those write-ups that will add to your career. If you are not connected to Oluyemi Adeosun, I tell you, go to LinkedIn, go to YouTube, you will get so many learning materials. Don't just use social media for fun's sake. It's a place where intellectual discussion is taking place. Join in the discussion. Don't waste your time on trivial issues. Join in a constructive, intellectual discussion that will add value to you and to others. By the time you do that, you will just see yourself building strong mentor and peer connection. In building strong mentor and peer connection, what happened is that your mentors will be giving you career guide because they have seen it before you. They were there before you. In terms of age, they said age comes with wisdom. Just like Ansar that I'm talking about, princess that is here with us, there are certain times, if conversation is happening, personally, I want to listen to them. I listen to them just because of the wisdom God has given them. You will be surprised how they will break down complex issue into small, chewable, chunks. So that is how you now get networked, by, you are getting your mentors all around you, your peer relation, Of course, in terms of peer relation, I can tell you, Dr. Michael Ugu, couple of times we have exchanged ideas. I will call him, he will advise me, he will call me. You know, we discuss this and we always help ourselves. Dr. Oliemi Adeosun is one industry that you will learn from him so well. This is peer relationship that we are talking about. These are the networking benefits. If you are not within this cycle, you won't get all of this. Okay. Remember, when Michelle started, there were those that are seeing her choosing career as a waste of time, so insignificant. Why will she choose to be a janitor? She has already, decide for herself what is her vision. She has a strategy, which means she has long-term plan, short-term plan. She's not looking at that role as a janitor as something insignificant. She's just seeing it as a stepping stone. So what you need to do in this situation is to understand your organizational culture. Every organization has a culture. What will you do to fit in? Remember, at the start of my discussion, I said, you need to understand the goal of that organization. Understand your own value. Make sure there is no mismatch. If there is mismatch, that is not a place for you. If the goal align with your value, you know that is your place and you can easily blend with their culture. So there will be no amount of distraction that will deter you from focusing to achieving your goal. So the impact on work dynamic, the organization's culture affects work dynamics, communication style, and overall employee satisfaction. So what we are saying in essence here is that no matter what, make sure the goal of that organization is aligned with your values, such that the communication style, how people speak, will not discourage you. You know, how the interaction within the organization will not make you feel belittled, not regarded, insignificant. At least you have a place where you belong, where you are treated equal. Imagine how Michelle was able to caught the attention of the CEO, talking to her, engaging her, listening to her, and giving her opportunity. So that is because she's in a place where her own goal is aligned with the organizational goal. Remember, I spoke about effective communication. I am so much interested in effective communication because we have one major issue. I just realized that many a times we listen to respond. We hardly listen to understand. And that is the burn of our issues in our various places of work. So the importance of communication is to foster collaboration and help work and help teams to work efficiently to achieve a common goal. That is just the importance of communication. And I tell you, no matter soft skill you will talk about, if that soft skill will not give you the opportunity to work together in harmony, to work as a team, it's of no consequence reading about that soft skill. So active listening is very important, like I said. It is only when you are effective in your communication that you will command respect among your peers and colleagues. I tell you, once you are effective in terms of your communication, you will be surprised with the amount of respect your colleagues and contemporaries will be according to you. And, in every workplace, take it from me, there will always be conflicts. There will always be challenges. The only thing that will help you is your ability to communicate effectively, your ability to manage emotions and maintain professional discipline. Because conflict is inevitable and is part of work environment, no matter what. But the only way is to manage conflicts constructively by focusing on effective problem solving and open communication among team members. This is very key. And that is the only way we can maintain professionalism in our various places of work. Lastly, is seeking opportunities and advancement. Remember, Michelle was bold enough to speak to her CEO as at that time. This is her interest, and this is what she can do. This is her passion, and because of her ability to express herself, her confidence, the CEO gave her opportunity. That was when he now said she should go ahead and understudy, a junior developer. That was how she started. So whatever we do, by the time we are able to set our career goal, build our skills, network, navigate up all these workplace dynamics, is to pursue promotion. It's natural. And the only way you can identify opportunities for promotion is when you know you are ready and mature. Ready and mature, you arrive in the sense is that you have the certification, you have the confidence, you have the competency, you have the skills, you have the network, and you understand the culture of the organization very well. So then you recognize opportunities, demonstrate value, show that, yes, you are capable, and expressing your interests. So how you achieve that is by taking on challenging projects. You see, I will tell you, in so many organizations, you will see opportunities coming up, people shying away from taking it. Because by the time you take leadership role, it is you, the head, the orgas, the CEOs that will be seeing. Everybody will be looking at you. If your department or your project succeed, the success is yours. If the department or the project fail, the failure is yours. So that lack of confidence, many a times we tend to draw back, hide behind others. We may be the ones doing the dirty job, that is doing the main work, but because we are not confident enough to take the bull by the horn, nobody will see us and nobody will understand our capacity. So you need to showcase your skills. The only way you can showcase your skill is when you are taking on challenging projects which allow you to demonstrate your skills and highlight your commitment to excellence. And volunteering for difficult projects offer you hands-on experience that will be beneficial for your personal and professional growth. And that is the only way you can, see opportunities, because by the time you are taking on those projects, the opportunities will be there, you will see them. And even if you didn't see any better opportunity, somebody somewhere will see the opportunity and will identify you as the person with the right skills, with the right competency to take on that opportunity. Again, you need to embrace lateral move for growth as long as you want to grow. Like I said, if we are in HR, some of us, you will see that we are afraid of figures, so we don't want to go into compensation and benefits. But sometimes, the reason why you need to look at yourself at the mirror see your strengths and weaknesses. It's for you to hone your skills. Those areas that you are lacking, those areas that you are not doing well, those areas that you know you are not confident, go ahead, build yourself there. Because an opportunity may present itself. I'll give you a classical example. You are in compensation and benefit. So your major concern is just to run figures, do whatever, package, pay people, pay your staff. Fine, no problem. That is a good one. One day, an opportunity will come for somebody who is good at managing employee relations, a very senior role. But because you have been shying away from coming out to manage people's issues, staff problems, employee concerns, you will find out that it's difficult for you to take on that job, on that role, because you did not hone your skills in people management, in industrial relation, you are not too concerned about labor laws and things like that. So embracing lateral moves will help you, one, in giving you new skills, broadening your experience, and giving you long-term career growth. Lastly, I said I'll quickly try to finish in 40 minutes so that I allow you to contribute. What is not known to us is that those we see at the top today started as Michelle in their past, life. I tell you, the Dangotes, the Otedolas, the Asiwajus,
Lose a network.
Is it from my end? Can someone still hear him?
It's from his end.
It's from his end. There's no
We're
audio.
hearing you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello?
I can hear hello from you now. Hello, Aminu.
Sincere apologies. My
Yeah,
network went
the
off
network,
completely.
yeah.
Completely. Oh God.
Thank God said you are at the conclusive stage.
Stage, exactly. Oh
Well,
God, this is a disappointment.
not
Okay.
at all. Everybody is familiar with what technology can do.
Okay, thank you so much. So, in conclusion, like I said, what is not known to us is that those we see at the top today started just as Michelle. I am not saying they started from janitorial services, no, but of course they started somewhere and they, grew from strength to strength and they passed through so many difficulties. Not only passing through so many difficulties, they have to identify their strengths and weaknesses. They have to work on their weaknesses. They have to establish, networks that will help them in their career. They have to get mentors that will guide them. They will have to, do beyond that to be able to reach where they are today. So no matter our circumstances, do not let our present circumstances define our future. It is just okay to be born without privilege, but it's never a right to live your life without purpose. It is never okay. You just can't say, just because you are born like that, you will continue to live like that. No. You can be born from whichever family, but the destiny is in your own hand. You have the right to write your own story. You have the pen and paper to write your own story. So do not wait for anybody to determine who you are. You can achieve what you want to achieve as long as you are prepared and you are determined and you are able to identify those things that will, prevent you from achieving what you want to achieve. Always think of what you will do to write your story. Thank you so much. I will yield the floor to you so that I can see quite a number of my colleagues, my senior colleagues, so that we take their contribution and we hear from them. Thank you so much. Doctor, are you there?
Well done, well done, well done.
Yes,
Mr.
I
Musa,
am, Miss Aminu.
Thank you so much.
can we mute?
It's been an amazing session, Isiem Amino, and I can totally relate with Michelle's story. It was like you were just talking about me, So, and I dare say that, one of the things that I've taken from what you've said is the relationship bit. And I'm a product of relationships, and it's nice to see Omoba Princess Adenike Adedoyin Ajayi. She's one woman that, embodies, relationships, connects with people up and down, even Auntie Sada too, So I think for me, the key takeaway is relationships. And, I often say that relationships gives you two things, connections and currency. And if you understand how to use connections and currency, they give you gifts. What are gifts? Goodwill, influence, favor, trust, and social capital. That's gifts. Thank you so much, Isiem Aminu Yao.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael Ogu. ECM, Dr. Michael Ogu. ECM is an elected council member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. Auntie Saadat, yes, please, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Aminu. ECM Aminu, thank you. I want to use this opportunity to say good evening to my sister on the call, Auntie Princess.
Yes.
Aminu, as always, very nice presentation. As you were telling the story of Michelle, I could relate with some part of it.
Wow.
I will tell a bit of my own story very briefly. I left for the university immediately I finished secondary school, and I was hoping to read pharmacy.
Wow.
I got the points, the requirements quite okay, but I think I was too young to understand the politics around admission at the time. So I thought I could get it on my merit. Somehow we didn't get it last minute, myself and one of my very close friends. I ended up and her reading Agric accounts.
Wow.
The day I got the admission to read Agric, first of all, I was sad. I think it was one of the darkest days of my life. But today, alhamdulillah, it created a ladder for me, and I've been able to navigate around my career path as well. So when we were looking for job, at the time I finished service, was around the time that job was officially embargoed during Abacha's time. So when that happened, of course, getting a job was tough. And I had this friend who read English. She made a first class in English. Every of the time she would come to me and say, "Oh, sir, let's go and look for teaching job." I said, "I cannot teach. I don't think I'll be able to teach." In fact, I didn't think I had the temperament to even teach. But along the line, I evolved. I built myself, and I'm somebody who today I know I can. I see it as a vocation. You know, to the extent that I had to take a decision to say, okay, beyond my work, what next? I should end up in a classroom, and I'm currently doing a PhD in development finance. So what am I trying to say? There has to be that passion. There has to be that big dream. Where do I want to be? So every of the time she came and said, let's go for a teacher's job. I said, I'm not downplaying teacher's job, but that was my understanding at the time, you know. And I said, no way, I would rather go and sell something. I won't be a teacher. But I evolved and I saw that there's so much to be done within the space of learning. And I'm totally very grateful to God that I navigated. And today I'm getting close to the exit point. I really thank God for everything.
Wow,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Auntie Saadat. And Saadat too is a candidate for elected council member. So we are wishing you well. Let me go to my princess. In fact, princess, before I give you a chance to speak, I sincerely want to appreciate you. For you to be in this session, I feel honored. Like I said, I know you, not today, not yesterday, a number of years. For somebody like you to be on this session is a rare privilege, and I didn't take it for granted. Thank you so much, Mommy. Princess is our mother, it's our mommy, and we look up to her for guidance. As far as CIPM is concerned, yes, I will say this anytime. So, Ma, our mommy, Ma, please, you have the floor. We need your blessings. Thank you.
Oh, gosh. Thank you so very much, my malam. Is it only for me? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening. Let me first of all give kudos to our prof for always putting this together. I try as much as possible not to miss it whenever I can, you know, because one thing about learning is that you never stop learning. You never, ever stop learning. And knowledge is power. And knowledge is what will help us to make decisions. We'll never be able to make decisions if we do not acquire knowledge and if we do not subject ourselves to that learning that knowledge brings onto our path. Everybody has a story to tell. I have my own story to tell. I studied, my first degree was in theater art, dramatic art at the University of. That's not what I wanted to study, just like my sister, Auntie Saadat. I wanted to study cinematography, but no university in Nigeria was doing it at the time because I wanted to be one of Bollywood's best film producer, film director, and all of those things. That's what I wanted to be, but they didn't have. So the nearest I could do was to study dramatic art. And okay, I did that. And then I worked in different places, you know, radio station, a broadcaster, advertising. I skirted around all of those things, but I couldn't get my dream. So I went to the UK and finally I was able to, and I had to do quite a number of things before I could get to this cinematography. I had to do another course in media studies and photography as a pathway for me to be able to gain that entrance. And you're counting the years, you know, but you know, when you're focused, just like the lady, the janitor lady, when you're focused and you know what you want, and you've written down your goals, that this is what you want to achieve, you will do everything, you know, within and around you, tapping into all of those things that Madam Yao has told us about this evening. You're tapping into all of those things in order for you to have those, you know, like, you know, stepping blocks for you to achieve your goals. I did all of those things. I finally, you know, studied cinematography. But guess what? You know, life had other plans for me. A lot of things happened within the line. I have my cinematography. I tried in the UK to, you know, work. You know how it is, you know, racism, this and that. You know, our culture was different. I couldn't get into it. And I found myself in HR.
Wow.
I started working. I worked in a bank. I worked in this. I worked in that. And then I worked, you know, with the British government at the Home Office. From there, I was also, you know, I navigated myself into, okay, there are people who go for, you know, foreign office and all of that. I can become a diplomat. Why can't I? And then I decided, I did the exams. I did all of the things that they needed to do. I did it 3 times before I finally passed it. I was determined. And then I was posted. I became a career diplomat, not a political diplomat, but I became a career diplomat. Traveled a bit, you know, did all my things and all of that. And then I said, you know, I've had enough. I'm a Nigerian babe. I'm a Nigerian babe to the core, a Nigerian. I love Nigeria.
Wow.
And so after about 28 years of being in the UK and all of that, I decided to come to Nigeria. And all I said to myself was that I would not come to Nigeria if I didn't have a job, because I know that the only thing I know how to do is to sit in an office and work with my HR knowledge and all of those things. It wasn't easy, but I got a job. I got into the Lagos State, you know, public service. I got in there, leaving my position as a top career diplomat to come and take up a role in that public service. We're saying all of these things to encourage all of our HR younger generation that are coming up, that are looking at us and thinking it's all bed of roses. No, it is not. We had to walk the walk. We had to walk that path. We had to make decisions. We had to look at things. Some of us had to, you know what, in our CIPM thing that says sometimes, even if it means resigning, you had to take that call.
Yes.
If that call is going to compromise you in any way, if it means you have to resign that position, sometimes we needed to do that. Sometimes you go and look for a job and you're being compromised, you will leave that job. And I got the work in Lagos State. I had to start as a deputy director, where I was meant to have come in as a director. Again, like Auntie Sada, I didn't know the politics. There was a different thing they told me. It was a different thing when I got in, and so on and so forth. But I got in there. But the long and short of the story is that I was told that anybody, excuse me, that doesn't start off as, you know, from the start in the civil service can never become a permanent secretary. Because I came in as a level 16 officer. I didn't know all the ropes. I didn't do all of this. I didn't grow up within the system and all of those things. But I did become a permanent secretary to the glory of God. I sat the exam because we sit exams in Lagos State. I sat the exam, you know, and I came first. And I just didn't, I mean, I got through and I just didn't get through. I was one of the top scorers. And this I was able to achieve because of my sound HR background, because of the things that I was doing with CIPM, because I did not relent in my growth within the HR sphere. Everybody knows me now because I was poking my nose in everything. That's why the passion, you know, there's this committee, I will be there. There's that committee, I will serve. You have to serve. There's a process. You must go through that process for you to be grounded, for you to be able to make decisions, for you to be where you want to be and what you want to be. So let me rest my case. I thank you all for this, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. I thank you, Dr. Michael, for always, you know, pushing. You make me feel like I need to roll back my years and start doing the things that you are doing now. If I knew all of those things then, maybe God knows I would have been a professor or something right now. But it's never too late. And we're looking at all of you guys because, you know, in the hierarchy of age, You tap from people ahead of you. You also tap from people coming after you. No knowledge is ever wasted. What our Gen Zs, who we call our Gen Zs and the millennials, what they know now, some of those things, they were born into it, they grew with it. We don't know it. So generational interaction is also very important. Generational interaction. Don't call us old school, and we too will not call you new school. At some point, we have to have a handshake where we rub off each other positively. Malam Aminu, thank you so very much for today.
Thank
it
you
was
so
really,
much,
really,
Princess.
you broke it down. You made it as simple as ever. You made it very relatable. You had good, examples and all of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Princess. We really enjoyed this. I want to believe that I'm saying the minds of all the participants here. You know, that's why I was so happy when I see my elders, in this session. Thank you so much. Yes, I can see my chairman, Mr. Sukushe. But before I take Mr. Sukushe, Palilat, I saw your hand up. I don't know if you want to give us your contribution. Palilat, are you there?
Yes. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for that interesting lecture. It was so insightful. Okay. Actually, my question is not about the lecture you just had. I have a problem on CIPM. I don't know if this is the right channel to speak about it.
Okay.
Should I go ahead?
Go ahead. No problem.
Okay. I had the opportunity to be in this meeting because of my senior colleagues that are member of CIPM that sent the link for us to join. Okay. So my question now is, I've applied for CIPM for the past 2 weeks now with my documents, everything to be a member. I know there's a process, but the number to call and every other thing to reach out to them is quite difficult. Even via email, you hardly get a response. Okay. Do you understand? So I've been on waiting for approval, and I'm not hearing anything from anybody. So I don't know what to do about it.
Thank you so much, Falilat. I think you have complained where you are supposed to complain, because on this platform, as we speak, there are not less than 30 elected council members. So, and of course, other elders of the institute are there. Dr. Michael Ogu, I want you to take on this. Please, if you have his number, I don't know, Falilat, do you have his contact?
I don't have his contact. I said I got the opportunity to be here because of my colleagues. I know nothing about
problem. Dr. Michael Ogu has dropped his number on the chat box. Please just grab that number, call him tomorrow or after Easter celebration. Call him like Tuesday. Inshallah, he will sort out your issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to be a member.
We can't wait to receive you too.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My chairman, ECM, former ECM, former chairman of Abuja branch, Mr. Jose Sukushe. He was actually my chairman when I was the secretary of the Abuja branch. So that is why I always address him as my chairman for life. Mr. Chairman, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, ECM Aminu Yao, my former secretary. Thank you for the lectures. As usual, anytime you handle a paper, you always prepare very well and you always share from life experience. When I saw the topic, I was very interested, knowing the fact that some of us grew through the ladder. And one of the things, even though I joined late, I wanted to join early, but I was on another call. Is for the young people. Princess have shared her experience, working in different places and dress. Similar to me, like I've worked in different places. That's why I've worked for 43 years. And I've met a lot of people. In fact, some of the names that are in the Nigerian history, I met them. And even I worked with one of the former presidents who is still alive for about 7-8 years. So, and I grew through the ranks, and a lot of experience. One thing I want to advise the young ones is that don't be in a rush. Yes, you can have your own path. You can decide to say, okay, this is what I want to be, and then you pursue it. But sometimes it may not work like that. Some of us, for me, at a point, my career path, I wanted to be a secretary, and I had the trainings as a secretary, but somehow I had to go into public administration. I read public administration, and then at the end, I found myself in HR, that I've worked in HR for more than 25 years. And at the end, today I have my own consultancy firm, and major thing that we do is HR. So it's really good for you to be patient and then go through. Because if you go through the ladder, if you go through all the things he said and even more, you will gain a lot of experience. But most young people these days, they don't want to learn. They don't want to pass through such experiences. That's why in some places you find some will just work for 1 or 2 years at most, then they will now change to another place, simply either because of the money or maybe just trying to enjoy another life and dress. So, but some are lucky. There are a few people that through opportunities and the hard work, they have become what they are today based on the fathers. Right from the onset, that was what they decided to do. So once again, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I want to say also that mentoring, especially for us, the seniors, please let's mentor people. Let's mentor these young ones. It's not easy. We've done a couple of things with ECM Amini Yao, and one of the things that we also did recently was we went into some organizations, especially the last organization that we did something for them. We wrote to them and said, we are going to train their staff for free. And they were surprised. We trained them for 2 days and we didn't charge them. The only thing was that we said, if they want the certificates, they should pay, but it's voluntary. If they don't want certificates, no problem. But at the end of the day, what they even appreciated us with was more than what we even bargained for. We've never thought we will get anything from them, apart from maybe few people that will want the certificate. But the organization know that they will pay for the certificates for their staff, and then they appreciated us. So it's very good to mentor people. Once again, thank you. I believe there are more people that will contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, my chairman. I have seen 2 people that I will want to recognize. Mr. Mohammed is the PRO of the Abuja branch of CIPM. You know, that is my branch. So I want to greet my boss. Also, I've seen Dr. Apology. Okay, maybe it's not here. I think I'm suspecting is the chairman. Yes, Dr. Ikechukwu is the chairman of Ebonyi. Is it Ebonyi or Abia branch? I don't know if he is the one, so I just want to recognize you. If you want to say something, fine, you will have the floor. But before that, I think Dr. Michael Ogu, there is one comment on the chat box. I read it. I want you to read it too.
It's me, Dr. Ikechukwu.
Okay, doctor. Nice to have you. Good evening. The network.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Ikechukwu Emenoye from chairman of Ebonyi State branch IPM. It's good to listen to one week on mentoring. Thank you, my elected council member, Amini Yao.
Thank you so much, my chairman. So before I hand over to Dr. Adeosun, I've seen my elder brother, Mr. Hama Kwajafa is one of the senior members of our institute from Kaduna branch. Mr. Hama Kwajafa, I thank you for joining. I wouldn't know if you want to say a word or two. I really want to express my sincere appreciation to our own one and only Dr. Oliomi Adioshun for continuously providing us with this platform, you know, to share knowledge, to learn actually, because we are learning. I must say that I don't take this for granted. Whenever I join this learning session, I learn a lot. I enjoy my time. There has never been a dull moment, you know, coming into this training. Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to another opportunity that you will give us. So I'm handing over the session to you.
Thank you.
Say thank you so much for now.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Just a minute. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. End it. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's appreciate this year Aminu Yao. We can unmute now and say thank you for this brilliant presentation. Let's unmute and say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful.
Thank you for the training.
Good evening. Longest time.
Thank you, Princess.